Hello and welcome to this week's video. My name's Matt, and if you're new here, my name's still Matt. And this week we're going to talk about my first week on Wegovy and how that went. We're also going to talk about my ongoing weight loss journey and see how that went. We're also going to talk about the difference between the Wegovy and the Mounjaro pens, and we're going to have a chat about what I think my target's going to be going forward. So let's start at the beginning. So this week was my first week on Wegovy. So if you remember from last week's video, I took my first Wegovy on the week commencing the 2nd of October. So I actually took it part way through that week. So week commencing the 2nd of October was the Monday. I took my first Wegovy that week. So this video is going to talk about that first impression. So I weigh myself on a Monday, which is the 2nd, but I take the medication or take the injection on the Thursday. So there is a slight discrepancy there. So when I took my first jab on the Wegovy, it was Thursday. So I've got here a Mounjaro pen, and I've also got a Wegovy pen. So as you can see, the two pens, very similar size. You take them off, the lids off. They look similar inside, although you can see that the amount of liquid you receive in the Wegovy pen is a lot less because you inject less of the liquid into yourself. So this pen, being my first Wegovy pen, is a 0.5 milligram pen, and that has 1.5 milliliters. So that's 1.5 milliliters of liquid in it for 4 jabs. And this one, which is a Mounjaro pen, this has 2.4 milliliters of solution in it, plus the alleged golden dose. So you can see there's more liquid in the Mounjaro pen because you inject more. Needle-wise and pen-wise, they're very similar working. The way they work is very similar. So with the Wegovy pen, you take the lid off. You only need to prime this on the very first use. And when you prime it, you just turn the thing. Nothing comes out of this one. So it turns and everything's inside the pen. So you put a needle on, and then you prime the very first time you use it. After that, you don't need to prime it. So every time you use it after the first time, you put the needle on, and there should be a little bit of medication that appears at the top. And when that medication appears, you know it's ready to go. And then you just turn the pen to the right position, and then you inject it, and press the plunger. And what that does is something happens inside here, and you can see the little plunger there moves along, and that amount of liquid goes into you. With the Mounjaro pen, with that one, as you turn it, it comes out, and then you push it in to get the injection through. So there is a slight difference between the two pens. When it comes to what's in the box, so in the Mounjaro box with the Mounjaro injection, you get the pen, and the instructions, and that's it. The needles that you receive from your supplier are normally packaged separately, and any little wipes are packaged separately. With the Wegovy, when you open the box, all the needles are included in the box. So there's 4 needles in the box with it, and all the instructions. So everything you need is in that box to give yourself that injection. And when it comes to injecting yourself, the way you do it with both drugs is exactly the same. So you find the position you want to inject. I tend to inject around my stomach or around my abdomen. So you do it 5 centimeters or more away from your belly button, and I tend to use one side on one week, the other side the next week. Give it a clean with a wipe, put the needle in, press the button. That's exactly the same on both of them. And when you press the button and it's all the way in, with the Mounjaro, you leave it 6 seconds and then remove it. And with the Wegovy, press the button, it does whatever it does inside, and then you leave it for 6 seconds and then you pull it out. So the way you inject it, exactly the same. You can inject in the back of your arm, you can also inject in your thigh, but I feel that injecting in your belly is better. For me, anyway. Again, as I say on all of these videos, I'm not a medical practitioner. I've got no medical experience, so anything I say is my feelings and the way it's worked for me. So, first few days on Wegovy. So I took the injection on Thursday, so you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're back to the next week. So first 3 days, so on Friday morning, I felt nauseous, much more nauseous than I felt on Mounjaro. So I did feel more nauseous. I also felt a little bit bloated on the Friday. But other than that, everything was exactly the same as it had been on the Mounjaro. So I wasn't overly hungry. Didn't feel like I needed to eat much. Everything was okay. Saturday and Sunday, didn't feel overly hungry. Felt bloated and nauseous again those 2 days. Also had a bit of tummy ache. So what I would describe as griping pain in my stomach. So like the twisting sensation within my stomach. So it's like a griping pain, like a tummy ache. I don't know what you might call it. I had that for Saturday and Sunday as well. And I did feel the need to go to the toilet on Saturday and Sunday. So what I found helps with those type of things is Pepto-Bismol. Again, different people try different things, but for me, that tends to work to reduce it if it's really bad. One of the other things that I do use to reduce the sickness and bloating feeling is peppermint tea. Do drink quite a lot of peppermint tea, so within the links I've put a link to Clipper peppermint to peppermint tea. I think it's Pucker peppermint tea. I have Pucker peppermint tea, I have Clipper peppermint tea, and I have Twinings peppermint tea. Other makes are available, but they're the ones that I think taste the nicest. So I do drink quite a lot of peppermint tea. Peppermint tea is known for calming your stomach down. So I did feel that with the Wegovy, I was finding that my stomach was a bit more nauseous, a little bit more gripey, a bit more painful, and a bit more bloated. Right, so weight loss. So if you remember, on the 29th of September, I weighed 11 stone 8 pounds, which is 162 pounds or 73.5 kilos, give or take. On the 6th of October, which is my next weigh day, which was 3 days after I started, three full days after I started taking the Wegovy, so this will be the Monday. I did start taking the Wegovy on the 2nd of October, which was the Thursday. I was 11 stone 6.5, so that was 2.5 pounds off. No, it wasn't, 1.5 pounds off. That's 160 0.5 pounds or 72 kilos. So 11 stone 6.5. That actually equates to a BMI of 22.1. So I am getting down to the kind of level that will be my potential goal going forward. Haven't yet decided what I'm aiming for from a goal perspective. So when you look at BMI is a very misunderstood unit because it doesn't work for everyone. So if I was big and muscly, then my BMI would be very high, but that wouldn't be a true representation of me. So a lot of the medical jargon says that BMI, you should aim for about 21, and anything between 18 and 25 is deemed normal. So 21.4, I think, is what they say is the optimal weight BMI for you. But when I read into it a bit more, what seems to be more important is height to waist ratio. So how many times your waist fits in your height. So anything between 0.4 and 0.5 is meant to be healthy. Anything above 0.5 is unhealthy and high risk for other complications. So when I'm looking at what weight I would like to be, I'm going to take into consideration my height to weight ratio. So when I started this journey, which was back in June, so 20 something of June, my waist measurement at that time was 104 centimeters. Now I do measure my waist at the widest point, so that's across my belly button, and really when you're looking at this you should measure it a little bit down, so halfway between your belly button and your hips. So when I'm looking at this, my waist measurement at the start on the 26th of June was 104 centimeters. 4 weeks later, on the 24th of July, it had dropped to 99 centimeters, which was 5 centimeters down, which is quite a lot, nearly 2 inches. On the 28th of August, which was again roughly 4 weeks after, it was 94 centimeters. So that's 10 centimeters down in total. And then on the 22nd of September, it was 89 centimeters. So that is 15 centimeters down from where I started, which is quite a few inches, which is really, really good. And I can tell in my clothes that I've lost weight and I've got slimmer. So my current height to weight ratio is 0.49 on the basis of 89 centimeters. So 0.49 is just in the healthy range. I would like it to be 0.44 to 0.46. So 0.45, which is bang in the middle, is where I'd like to get to. So I've got a little bit of way to go on that yet before I get down to that level. When I get to that level, that's the weight I will be stopping at, whatever my weight is at that point. Now, obviously, I'm looking to get fitter at the same time as losing weight. So obviously, I'm doing more exercise. So I do exercise, try and exercise every day. And in my next video going forward, I will go into a lot more detail as to what exercise I'm doing and why I'm doing that exercise and how I feel that's helping me along with the weight loss journey. So my average calorie consumption over that week from the 6th of October was roughly about 1200 calories a day, maybe a little bit more, 12 to 1300 calories a day. So I'm probably still not eating enough calories, but I will keep you updated as to how the Wegovy journey is going when I've taken jab number 2, which will be on the 9th of October. So on the 9th of October, jab number 2. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Anything you want to ask me, put it in the comments. Anything you want me to cover, put it in the comments. And if you're liking this and enjoying it, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel to get a bit of traction. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again next week.